What is up, Bears fans? Welcome to the Chicago Bears Huddle. We are your UK-based Chicago Bears podcast. We bring you all the latest news on the Bears and that UK take, that individual, that difference in somebody from England talking all things Bears. Guys, obviously, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Look, we're going to talk a little bit of a look at the defensive issues around the Bears at this moment in time. It's fair to say that defense is not looking particularly good, which for a Bears team is not the usual thing, where the offense, as we discussed on yesterday's video, statistically is doing a lot better than the defense, showing that Ben Johnson clearly is having a positive effect, but maybe DA is not having the effect we hoped he would have. Or is it just injuries that are causing the issues? Talking of injuries, let's have a little look, shall we, at the updated injury report that came out Thursday for the Bears. Obviously, a new injury report will be out today. This is the injury report, and it is not, again, good reading. Look, I am looking at the situation, and we are currently favoured to beat the Las Vegas Raiders this weekend, and I get that. I understand that. The Raiders are not a good side, and I want to go into the bye at 2-2. I do not want to be going into the bye at 1-3. The situation is there, but these injuries are major issues. They are major problems for the Bears, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, which may explain some of those pretty poor statistics. And if you look at the passing yards and the points given up, I think given the fact that most of our secondary is missing, gives us a little bit of a hint as to why that is so very bad. But obviously TJ Edwards is another missed the last game against the Cowboys. Looks like he is on track to miss this game as well. Has not practiced Wednesday or Thursday with that hamstring injury. And look, as well as Tremaine Edmonds and Noah Sewell are doing, and let's give Tremaine and Noah some credit. Noah has, for me, looks night and day, and I think there is obviously clearly a positive effect from DA and the linebackers coaches on Noah Sewell. He looks so much better this season than he has in previous seasons, and even Tremaine Edmonds, who was fantastic against the Cowboys, is looking better. Don't get me wrong, but TJ Edwards being out is a massive miss. TJ is genuinely is an absolute beast of a player, an absolute superstar who missing him, is going to hurt this Bears defense. Kyler Gordon, Kyler has been out for a while now. My boy Kyler, I miss Kyler, I really do. We know Jalen Johnson's out. Obviously, he's not even on the injury report because he's on IR, so we can forget Jalen Johnson. But Kyler Gordon also being out is an issue. He did not practice Wednesday. He did not practice Thursday. So again, despite what he may have hinted at on Instagram, it does look a little bit like he is trending towards being out this weekend and missing the game against the Raiders. Again, another big miss for me. A very, very talented player, and huge miss. Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett is another one who he's a veteran. Yeah, maybe part of these are veteran days. I don't know. But knee injury, did not practice. Now, this happened last week. He missed a couple of training sessions. He was limited quicker, I think, but he is out. Is this a chance for Shamar Turner to step up? If Grady Jarrett is missing come Sunday, or can't really participate to the fullest extent that we'd want him to, maybe, maybe this is a situation where Grady Jarrett is out and Shamar Turner gets his chance. And look, Shamar Turner, I like Shamar Turner. I think the guy's a beast. I think the guy really can make a difference. So for me, yeah, Shamar Turner, love a bit of Shamar Turner. Like that one, that could be an option. But obviously, Grady Jarrett being out is going to be a big miss for our Bears. Colston Loveland did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. Again, a big miss, especially, Ben Johnson's talked about wanting to get the tight ends more involved. Wanting to get the tight ends a bigger part of what we're seeing on a game day. But, obviously Cole Kmet is back. As you can see, he was a full participant. But Colston Loveland missing is a big worry. It's a big concern for me. And he's one of the best route runners on the roster. You've got him, you've got Raymond Dunze. Excellent route runners, and not having them there is a big miss for me. Hopefully he can get back. It's touch and go apparently, but he could well miss, and that for me is a big miss off that offense. Darnell Wright also did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. Now, Darnell Wright is a more interesting one for me, given the fact that Darnell Wright is has not played well at the start of the season. Let's get things right. Lots of penalties, lots of giving up pressures. And actually, we looked better when Theo Benedette came in for him. So maybe Theo Benedette starts this weekend. And if he does that question Darnell Wright going forward? Now, given the questions were all about Braxton Jones, have we kind of moved on to Darnell Wright being the issue? So obviously him being out, yeah, it's a miss. Jalen Jones was limited. Looks like he is trending towards being available. Jalen Jones has to be back. We are so struggling in that secondary area. The defenses, I'll show you in a minute how bad it is. Jalen Jones has to be back. Look, he's not a superstar, don't get me wrong. He's not in the same class as Jalen Johnson. But having him back, I think, will help. Given the fact that Nick McLeod and Nahshon Wright, neither of them are particularly fantastic. Tyreek Stevenson played a lot better, don't get me wrong, against the Cowboys, but he's not been great this season either. So having Jalen Jones back, I think, will help. DeAndre Swift was limited. Let's face it, the guy's always limited. He is trash. Cole Kmet back full, and DeMarco Jackson also full as well. So, some positives there at the end with Cole Kmet being back. And DeAndre Swift, let's face it, the guy is always bloody limited anyway. He is Mr. Limited himself. Right, the defense. Look, the defense has not shaped up the way we would have hoped it was. And yes, there are a lot of injuries on that defense, do not get me wrong. As we've seen on the injury report, Grady Jarrett is not fully fit. TJ Edwards is out. Kyler Gordon's out. Jalen Johnson is on the injury report. TJ Edwards is out. They are stars. You are missing, a lot of stars there who could make a huge difference to this defense. Of course it could. And I think one of the most concerning things for me, though, is the fact that we came into this season with such high expectation of this defense under Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen, yes, not a great head coach, but still, I think, a good defensive coordinator. So there was a hope there that DA would come in, improve the defense, and it quite frankly has not happened. And let's look at some statistics that back this up. These statistics taken from ESPN.com. Yards given up. 29th we rank in the league at 387 yards per game. Yes, slightly skewed by the fact we got gashed against the Lions, but still 29th ranked. The Ravens are dead last on 32nd with 415 yards given up, to 28-yard difference there between us and the Ravens, but 387 yards per game. It's not good. It's still giving up way too many yards in every single game. Pass yards, we are ranked 27th. 247.7 yards per game. Now, I think that figure is obviously skewed by the fact that, yes, Tyreek Stevenson has played badly in games 1 and 2, better in game 3, and the fact that we have no Jalen Johnson, no Kyler Gordon. You take out two top level talents like Kyler Gordon, like Jalen Johnson, it is going to hurt the Bears' pass defense. You put Jalen Johnson in there and Kyler Gordon back in there, and I think you see not only the points per game, so the yards per game come down, and probably the points per game, but also the pass yards given up per game. And look, it's the Cowboys, 32nd, 288 yards. Maybe that passing performance wasn't as great as we thought it was, given how bad their pass defense is. Hey, Flus, what a legend. Rushing yards, we give up. We're 26th ranked in the NFL. Let's face it, that's your best defensive statistic, 26th. The defensive line doing an okay job, doing a bad job there still. 139.3 yards per game given up. The Bills rank 32nd in that thing with 156 yards per game. I was actually quite surprised it was the Bills, given how well they've started this season with some of the players that they obviously have in their organisation. Just as a matter of point, the team that sit top of the rush yard defense, surprisingly, is the Cleveland Browns at 57.3 yards given up per game. The Patriots at 60.3. I mean, two pretty sucky teams. The Packers sit third on 64.3 yards per game. Defensively, the Packers are fairly sturdy. The Lions are there on 99 yards per game, and Brian Flores' Minnesota Vikings are on 130 yards per game. Not too far away from us, actually, on 130 yards per game, so not much better than us. Just as a matter of point on the pass game, back to the passing one for a minute. The best pass defense in the NFL is the Atlanta Falcons, 131, with the Bills on 131, Vikings on 141.3, the Browns 147. I think the Browns defense obviously doing a better job than the Browns offense. Maybe if their offense could get it together, they will be better. The Packers on 168, the Lions on 208.7. Going back to the yards just for a minute to look at our NFC North rivals. Again, the top defense is the Browns again. Weird. Falcons second, Packers third on 232.3. Vikings sit in sixth place on 271.3 and the Lions on 307.7. So you can see that our opposition within the NFC North are doing a hell of a lot better than we are at this present moment in time. Points per game, we average giving up 31 points per game. Again, obviously slightly skewed by the fact that we lost that game by 50 odd points to the Lions. But the Dolphins rank last on 32.3, 32nd in the league. As a matter of point, top at the moment are the Packers, who average 14.7 points per game given up. Going down the list, the Vikings average 18.7 points per game given up, and the Lions actually are quite far down, giving up on average 26 points per game in our NFC North. Obviously, that is the opposition to us. But that is not a clever set of statistics, is it? That is not a great set of statistics. Now, yes, obviously, Austin Booker also missing with his injury. And maybe, the likes of Gervon Dexter, Grady Jarrett not really hitting the heights that we would have hoped they've hit. Montez Sweat did take a step forward in week 3. Hopefully, that continues. That's something we've definitely got to do. Now, when your secondary is not working hard, you're then relying on your pass rush to help protect that secondary. And it's something that week 1 and 2 did not happen. Week 3, we did see an improvement in that, and that's something we need to see step up, obviously with Sweat and Dominique Robinson getting sacks. So, looking at solutions going forward, I think, one, we need to see more creative blitz packages from Dennis Allen to really put the passer under pressure to limit the amount of yards, limit the pass yards and limit the points we give up, and sort of protect that secondary that is so badly beat up at this moment in time. Also, we need some of those defensive players on the line to step up and start playing somewhere back to where they should be. Sweat, Odeyingbo, Jarrett definitely need to get back to where they are. Gervon Dexter needs to continue his upward trend, and certainly I think having the Austin Booker back after the bye will help. But injuries are certainly not helping on the defensive side of the ball, but it is down to DA and the defensive staff now to scheme things and to look at how they can change schemes to protect those weaker areas going forward. Guys, look, we go into this weekend with an offense that seems to be trending upwards and a defense that is trending downwards. It's not the way we want it. We need to have a change this weekend where both trend upwards, and going into the bye, things are starting to look good. Now, going into the bye, obviously, if we can get a trend upwards on both sides of the ball, that will give DA, Ben Johnson, Declan Doyle, Press Taylor, JT Barrett, Antoine Mandel, blah, 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 etc., Al Harris, a chance to actually move these guys forward. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to push forward with, and, get in the bye and really take this team on to the next level. Defense needs to improve. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching the Bears Huddle podcast. If you've enjoyed the content, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember, bear down.